Hello, friends. Happy Friday. How is everyone doing tonight? I hope your weekend is off to a great start. Really glad you could join me for the start of mine. I tell you, we almost didn't have a show here because I was sitting here just kind of spacing out, enjoying the pipe, and I went, "Oh, I better start the thing." Yeah. Anyway, good to see everyone. Hope you're doing well. So let's see who we've got so far. We got Jeffrey Feinberg. How you doing, Jeffrey? Portsmouth Piper. Good to see you, Mark. Little Fat Morgan. Steve Russell. JMZ56. Sean Punyi. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Hello there, Tony. Texas Piper. Good to see you, Eddie. Tim Fournier. Do I mean goodish? You know, Tim. Bob Kraus. Hello, Bob. Everett Young. How you doing tonight, Everett? Great to see you all. See, we've already got 32 folks showing up, so that's fantastic. I'm happy when I see there's 4. That excites me. Ochoita, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Thomas Cowhine, all the way from Sweden. Great to have you, Thomas. Good to see you, my friend. Michael Case has a cold. He's smoking frosted mint and a cob. Ooh, what a sensation indeed. I hope you feel better soon, Michael. And I guess the frosted mint is, it makes sense. And Texas Piper's got some Gray Ghost and a 320. Sounds good. Puny Pipe Man, how you doing there, Puny? The cob is resting. That's good, Everett. I could hear it screaming all the way down here. Everett and I have been joking about how you can smoke the heck out of cobs, and he proved the point the past couple of days. Taciturn Richard, how you doing tonight, Richard? Good to see you. So I, of course, have the Friday Savinelli with some Haunted Bookshop, and I am enjoying it greatly tonight. Been a good week, busy, but not crazy, so that was nice. Weather seems to be stabilizing, knock on wood. This weekend's not going to be too bad. Actually, it's going to be quite nice. Sunny, 60s, 70s. So looking forward to that. Got a lot of yard work I want to get done. Hopefully the ephemeral pond in the backyard has dried up. Blue Dog, how you doing, Eric? Smoking Balkan Sassini from 2016. Very nice. And Tim's got his antique half and half in his ROP. That's good stuff, Tim. I worked through that sample you sent me in no time. Really good stuff. Big Dave, howdy to you, sir. Perique Piper Skip, great to see you, Skip. JMZ's got some Rustica in his Friday Savinelli. Steph and Skip, hey Steph, how you doing? Good to see you too. So tonight's beverage is a Guinness Extra Stout. Never had the Extra Stout before. Had plenty of the Guinness. Was disappointed in the amount in here, actually. It's only 330 mils, so it didn't quite fill my glass, but it's good. It's interesting. It's bringing forward a lot of the flavors in the regular Guinness, but it doesn't have that sort of, not that it's bad, but that metallic Guinness flavor. I like it, but this doesn't have that, so it's a very different beast. Welsh Piper 62, hello there. Armchair Piper Ed, good to see you tonight, Ed. My week was good, Mark. Portsmouth Piper, thanks for asking. Hope yours was good as well. Voodooed 67, how are you tonight, my friend? And Ron Hardcrackers, good afternoon. Newminster 403 Superior Round and a Jeanette Capri Rusticated Apple. Very nice. Yes, Ochoito, it is good. surprisingly different from original Guinness, in my opinion. Everett's got Haunted Bookshop in his Friday 7 Ellie. Doug Owen, good evening, my friend. Good to see you tonight. Bitter chocolate, yeah. Yeah, Tim, I don't think this has that. I really don't think it does. Smooth Piper, hello, Peter. Good to see you, buddy. It's, granted, I'm on like my 5th sip of it, so I'm far from an expert, but I'm picking up more sweetness than anything bitter. Not really getting, I'm getting a little chocolate, but not that bitter chocolate. Sir James is here, and he's got some Prince Albert and a Dunhill. And Steve Russell is thinking about smoking some Haunted Bookshop. He's not sure. He's thinking it over. It's a big decision, Steve. The Smooth Piper's got Haunted Bookshop in his Friday 7 Ellie. I would venture that there is more Haunted Bookshop smoked in 7 Ellies on Fridays than any other day of the week. Yes, Texas Piper, that Grey Ghost is tasty stuff. Oh, you've never had it, Steve? Well, just take it slow and easy. Maybe pack half a bowl. Folks that have never had it tend to get kicked by it. Haunted Bookshop, that is. Armchair Piper smoking Stonehenge in an OMS Meerschaum poker. So you already got the Stonehenge in there, Ed. Glad you're enjoying that. I visited with Ed, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, and took my tin of Stonehenge flake down, and we enjoyed a bowl of that together, and he said he's going to get some of it. And yeah, Choita, I think you're right about that. It definitely has more of a coffee than chocolate, certainly bitter chocolate. And Jeffrey Feinberg has his Friday Stanwell with some Balkan Sassini. Portsmouth Piper, a Scudo, and a Mark Tinsky. Very nice. And Tim says he loves some Stonehenge. Yeah, it's good stuff. I've got about 2 or 3 bowls left in that tin. I've really been enjoying it. So, had something interesting happen to me today, this morning. Early this morning, but it helped me wake up, I'll tell you. And I'm wondering if any of you, if you guys can give me a recommendation, because I'm having trouble finding these. This is a, what is this, 7-inch? 8-inch? 8-inch. 8-inch standing disc, PSA backed. I'm having trouble finding the 8-inch, and my sander, my Delta belt sander, has an 8-inch wheel on the side of it that I used the same piece of paper on it for years, and it was worn out, and I had to get more. And I tried to find it locally. I went to Amazon, and I found they had some, and it's from some no-name Chinese vendor. Should have known better. So I put it on. It worked great. You can see I done some sanding. And this morning I was using the belt sander on the front of it, so if you're looking at the belt sander, this is off to the side spinning, and you're standing in front of it using the belt sander. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see something flying towards me, and it hits me square in the chest. It scared the daylights out of me. This thing just gave way and came off the wheel. So obviously, the backing on this is no good. So I'm thinking about using some of that sticky spray-on stuff I got, the 3M. It's pretty sticky stuff. But does anybody know of a brand of sticky sanding disc that makes 8-inchers? Because I'm really at my wit's end trying to find them. And I don't like it when my tools throw things at me, especially not early in the morning. Welsh Piper is going to try out a bowl of GLP Embarcadero in his Dagner poker. Yeah, Tim, I know Lowe's claims to have them, but I was at Lowe's just today and I checked again. They don't have them. Yeah, they might be able to order them in for you or something. Maybe I should check on that because they've got some fairly good brands. Thomas Kalheim is not smoking now. He's at work, but he had some salty dog in a meerschaum in the evening before he went to work. Very nice, Thomas. I like that salty dog. It's a fantastic vapor. Are they Craftsman brand, Tim? Granger Supply, Steve Russell? Should I check there? Norton or 3M? Yeah, if I could just find them in 8-inch, I would do that. That would be a good YouTube title, wouldn't it? You'd all tune in to see me get maimed, yeah. Indiana Piper 36 is having some 8-state burley and a country gent cob. All is well here. Thanks for asking, buddy. Oh, Ed is doing April Poker Month. Yeah, I'm seeing Skip and Big Dave are saying McMaster Car or Johnston Supply from Steve or Granger. Yeah, I'll look at them. I should. The reason I don't is they tend to be higher priced and I'm cheap. But yeah, for this, I mean, that if this would stay on, this would last me for years. It's, you know, this is an 80 grit and I can use it until it's much less than 80 grit. I'm only using it to square off the ends of things sometimes, so it's not critical. I did not know that salty dogs could be chewed, Doug. I'm not going to try that, but it's interesting. Empire Abrasives. Okay, Artie, I'll check them out. Voodoo says he knows where there's a box that I can ask. Okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at Grizzly. That's another good suggestion. I usually buy my sandpaper from Klingspor, but they don't have the 8-inch discs. They've got some good quality sanding paper though. And I don't mind spending extra for sandpaper because, you know, it lasts longer. It's worth the extra money. But for something like this where it's just, you know, grinding away every once in a while. It says get 2 4-inch and call it good. I don't know if that would work, Ed. No, Tim, if they sold them at Harbor Freight, I think it would be the same quality. Amazon is where I got these from, Welsh Piper. I couldn't find anything that was 8-inch and better quality on Amazon. Anyway, I got plenty of suggestions, and I think it was, I forget who it was. It might have been Big Dave who said 3M or Norton. It might have been Eddie. Yeah, I'll stick to one of those too. We'll find something. The grit on this is fine, by the way. I worked beautifully while it was staying on. It's just the sticky is not as sticky as it should be. I checked Ace Hardware, Jeffrey. We got one not far from here that I like to go to. I prefer to go to Ace over Lowe's or Home Depot, but they don't have the 8-inch. Carpet aerosol spray? Okay, Steve. I think I'm going to try this. I've got this 3M, I forget what it's called, but it sticks like crazy. So I'll try that first, but you shouldn't have to spray the darn thing since it's already sticky. But even that, I'm not going to trust it, and while this was funny and it didn't feel very dangerous. I mean, it's just a piece of sandpaper flying at you, but it could have, if I didn't have glasses on, it could have hit me in the eye or something. I just, like I said, I don't like having my tools throw things at me. Call me crazy. Burley Nut Bob, hello to you. Good to see you tonight. It's good to know Big Dave. He says the shop that he works at only buys 3M or Norton. And yeah, I agree with you. I've used a lot of Norton stuff, and it does last. It is going well, Eddie, and I'll give you an update on that in a bit. Ron says his local brick and mortar had Salty Dog for over $32, but they had it. Yeah, you might want to pay your waste bills. Street Glide Piper, how you doing tonight, buddy? Yeah, Michael, I agree. I do wear safety glasses. I've got like 5 or 6 pairs. Here's one scattered all around. I'm kind of a stickler for that because my eyes are important. But it only takes one time being forgetful and thinking, oh, I just need to take a little bit off this, and yeah. I mean, the safety glasses are personal protective equipment. That should always come secondary to engineering controls. And again, you shouldn't have tools throwing things at you. Diablo and Gator. Yeah, that's what I think Lowe's carries, one or both of those, Artie. Norton, my friend. Cole's making a honeymooners joke, I believe. This is true, Tim. I do have 2. Anyway, thank you for all the advice. I'll sort through all that and definitely find something safer. So I hope you all had a good Easter if you observed it last week. Hope you had a good weekend if you didn't observe Easter. And I appreciate you putting up with me not being here. I assume you weren't here either. I didn't check. Oh, that's good, Michael. Yeah, prescription. I used to get prescription safety glasses when I needed glasses to see at a distance. Now I just use, these have, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but they actually have a bifocal in them. They're terribly dirty too, but they got a bifocal. Phil Rivera, how you doing, Phil? Good to see you tonight. Yeah, I guess these supply chain issues are, yeah, I don't know, Artie. I hate even admitting that those are real, to be honest with you. Oh, I'm sorry it was rough, Ed. All the food plants are on fire? How could that possibly be happening, Artie? Oh, you're kidding, Steph. Brown paper bag of popcorn, jeez. Oh yeah, cold. That'll make you sick. I don't eat sweets, and I don't like giving money to the Girl Scouts. I'm not going to get into why. But my wife would always buy them. She's a cookie monster, and the samosas were the ones that I would eat. But boy, they're sweet. Food processing been burning down one after another. What? I don't understand. Like, is this arson, or like I don't understand why multiple. I should pay more attention to the news, I suppose. I'll look it up, Artie. Thanks. That is shocking. You get the feeling after a while that there's a planned attempt at making things terrible. XJ, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Tim's a tag-along fan. Yeah, that definitely feels more than coincidental, Phil. Sheesh. Steph's confirming the random places just burning. This is weird. You know, how long are we going to believe that these things that can't possibly be coincidental are coincidental? Tim, I'm afraid I don't remember your three nuns story. I'm sorry, I'm old and addled. Beowulf and Miss Kathy, how you guys tonight? Good to see you. Yeah, Phil, I think the latter is probably more accurate. Oh, the Three Nuns story is up here? Okay, Tim. Hang on, guys. I gotta find Tim's Three Nuns story. No, I'm not seeing it, Tim. I got two eyes. Yeah. I'm sorry, Tim. I'll look for it later. Pipe Time is saying the plane didn't even hit the plant and the plant still burned down. Three nuns walk into a bar. Oh boy, Big Dave. I draw the line at little wafers of fungus. Alright, let me put my glasses on. I know this is compelling video, but I am going to go back and find Tim's Three Nuns story. I'm not seeing it, Tim. If it was it before or after you told me I had two eyes? Maybe it got edited out. Oh, the plant was okay. Got your Pipe Time. Sailor, hello there. Old Caminetto Paul with Old Joe Krantz white label and scotch on the side. Very nice. Yeah, I'm sorry, Tim. I can't find it. I've read everything all the way up to the "You've got two eyes," and I just don't see it. I agree, Phil. I agree. Brian Dawkins, hello, sir. I'm getting close to the end of this Bowl of Haunted Bookshop. Okay, Phil, give them a pat for us, or they're cats, I think, so they probably don't let you pet them. Say hello to them for us. Hard time getting transmission parts, yeah. I was so if you watch my last Sunday video, I wanted to make a set of jaws for my lathe to hold briar blocks, and I wanted to make them in steel. And I did the design and everything, and there was this online machine shop that said they had great prices and all, so I submitted the design to them. And this relates to the transmission parts, I promise. And they came back and said they would make the chuck jaws for like $62 each, which I thought was really reasonable. And then they told me there was a $280 setup charge, and I thought that was very unreasonable. So I then started looking around at different options and things, and one thing I thought about doing was making them myself, but to do that I don't have a mill, so I was going to get a milling attachment for the lathe. So the idea is that where the lathe tool normally mounts on the metal lathe, you would mount the piece of work, and then you use a drawbar collet chuck to hold the end mills, and you can move it back and forth like that. And it's not a great thing for the lathe because of the force on the bearings, but I got to replace the bearings on mine anyway, and I thought I'm just going to make 2 of these and be done. Can't buy them, out of stock, which is just as good as well, because I'm just going to give up on this project. Tim's message is only going to Top Chat, but I've got Top Chat on, so I'm very confused. Maybe if I do it in live chat. Live chat won't let me go back far enough. Okay. Sorry, Tim. $2 a.m. pipe on the patio. How you doing, Onion? Good to see you, buddy. Oh, so Tim's story is only shown in live chat, and I cannot scroll back in live chat any further than, well, not far enough. No, Artie, I wanted to make them out of steel, not brass. And the reason is that the current ones are made out of aluminum, and they just have a little bit of flex in them. Just not as robust as I'd like. Living the dream. Sounds good, Onion. Sounds good. I think I might be done here. Sorry, Tim. Apparently YouTube didn't like your 3 nuns story. YouTube's been getting funny. Patrick Grant, how you doing, Patrick? You guys probably all got this email last week where they, I don't even want to bring up what the thing is, but they basically said that if you say anything that doesn't fit with the current narrative about this one particular issue, you'll be demonetized, or that video will be demonetized. Which, I don't know. I thought we were living in a country where we were allowed to talk about things, we were allowed to sort of trade ideas and But I guess that's not true. Yeah, Artie, Vermont Freehand sells the aluminum ones. Nobody sells the steel ones. They don't exist. That's why I wanted to make them. And there are, I mean, you can buy various steel jaws that, you know, one guy makes them, I can't remember who, where you have to send the chuck to them and they get welded on. And there's a guy in China that makes chucks for like $350, which is reasonable because you're getting the whole chuck. But I had some issues communicating with him, and anyway, I was just being stubborn about it. The fact is that the aluminum ones are working okay, so. Yeah, Sailor, after he has Twitter under control, maybe he can turn his attention to YouTube. I don't know. Oriental Dusk. I like that blend, Zippo. But yeah, the cigar is very very light in that. But boy, it is a nice mellow blend. Went to the MD, Patrick. Hope that went well. Yeah, Phil, I'm anxiously awaiting to hear about those jaws, or that chuck. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wait. Kitty said meow. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing the conversation there, Phil. Letting them know we said hello and getting a meow back. We appreciate that. Yes, XJ, as long as you agrees with the powers that be, indeed. That would be funny, Tim. Oh, okay, you're smoking that sample. Gotcha, Zippo. Tim says it would be funny if Jaws in the 007 movie was really named Chuck. That it would be a joke that not many people would get, but those that got it would really enjoy it. Met Museum of Art. Yeah, it was a beautiful day today, Patrick. Welsh Piper, those were made by Greg Tunnel, the Tunnel Take. And he happily sends them out to folks, so get in touch with him, and I'm sure he'll be happy to send you one. It was not MD, it was Met. I got you, Patrick. Wow, Steph, that is fantastic. Your youngest boy was sworn into the Navy, and you got a full house. I'm sure you're not minding that too much. Fella inhaled a dentist drill bit. That's horrible, Skip. Yeah, Doug, I think there is a constitutional issue there. I agree with you. I forget what the article is, but there's an article that protects them because the argument is that they are not the publishers of the content, so they're not responsible for it. But if they then are editing the content, they are clearly responsible for it. So it's one or the other. You can't have it both ways. Yeah, Phil says it much more succinctly than I did. So I am gonna load up another pipe, and this is a proud moment for me. This little guy is pipe number 1. I'm pretty happy with this. This was an interesting piece of briar. I had some issues with it, but I think it turned out okay. It's not a billiard because of the length of the stem. I'm just using up a piece of ebonite that I had, but it's got a nice saddle stem on it. I rusticated it because it had a ton of a ton of inclusions, but I like the way that rustication came out. And it's got a non-rusticated top. So yeah, I'm happy with it. It's very light. The problems were interesting, and I'm going to tell you about them before I fill it because there may be a problem. So when I stained this, the stain went straight through the briar into the bowl, and I was really surprised by this. Now I've worked on a lot of pipes where I've sanded them down and restained them. I've had rusticated pipes where I stripped the stain off and put stain on them. I've never seen stain go straight through the walls of the pipe into the bowl like this. It was really remarkable to see. It was like a sponge. It was instant. Like as I was putting it on, I saw it in there, and it wasn't dripping down from the top. I hadn't even gotten to the top yet. So I was surprised by that. I put a post on Instagram, and Phil Rivara helpfully told me that could be due to the fact that the briar was boiled too long and all the ligands were taken out of it, making it porous, which makes perfect sense to me, now that Phil told me. This was a very cheap piece of briar. I'm not going to tell you where I bought it just because I don't want it to reflect poorly on the seller, because it was sold, I got 10 pieces for $30-some, and I knew that this was not good briar, but I wasn't expecting it to be porous. So anyway, stained it, put a bowl coating on it, and finished it up, and I'm gonna smoke it and see what happens. It might blow up, it might fall apart, it might burn. I don't know, but I'm happy with it. It's very light, which I like. And I'm calling this number 1. You probably saw the, in fact, I think I smoked the previous one last time I was on the live stream, but I'm calling that a pipe-like object, or number 0, because I was just kind of getting the tooling worked out and stuff. I really wasn't trying very hard on that one. This one I was really trying to make a billiard, and I think, ignoring the fact that the stem is short, I think I kind of got close, so I'm happy about that. Oh, thank you, folks. I appreciate the folks that are saying they like it and all that. Yeah, it kind of felt like balsa wood when I saw the stain going through their head. Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you. That means an awful lot coming from you, buddy. It might burst into flames like the Hindenburg. Indeed, Big Dave. That would be some exciting, probably the most exciting live stream of this month, at least. Michael Case, it is a shoe dye. It's a leather dye. It's the Fibings leather dyes, are what a lot of folks use, and that's what I used on this. Steph wants a bandsaw. Well, go get a bandsaw. I don't have a scroll saw, Steph, and I sometimes wish I did, but I don't need another hobby. But I see some of this on Instagram. I see some scroll saw art. Boy, I'm having trouble with words tonight, and it's just really cool. Thank you, Onion. Yeah, I'm not patient enough to just use matches. Oh, definitely try it, Eddie. If nothing else, you'll have a block of briar you can smoke. You know, it may not look beautiful, but it'll be a great experience. Well, at least it didn't burst into flame, so that's a start. Yeah, XJ, you know, it's funny. I've never liked that whole Briar can breathe thing. I thought it was silly because if that were true, boats would sink, you know. Wood is not that porous, but this is proving me wrong on that point. I don't know if I don't think it's a Lavat Big Dave because I don't think the shank is long enough, but it does have the shorter stem, so it's kind of a, I don't know, demi Lavat. It didn't burst into flames yet. Good point, Eddie. And I did put a pretty substantial bowl coating in this, so it's probably not going to breathe through that either. Yeah, I got the stain coming in from one side as Phil's pointing out, and the bowl coating on the other side. Saddle billiard nose warmer. That just rolls right off the tongue, Phil. Thank you. Demi Lovato. You're making it Italian? Yeah, Tim, I'd love to see it. The Stefani. He's got a Stefani that looks like this. That's pretty cool. Drop Bear Woodworks. How you doing, Glenn? Good to see you tonight. That would be a great blooper, wouldn't it, Ron? Man lights pipe on fire. Call the shape a CBBN. I'm not quick enough to get that one, Doug. Oh, is that the no, I don't know. XJ says they built a sailboat that has a center board case in the middle and people won't get in because the boat has a hole in the bottom. Ah, okay, SBBNW for saddle bit billiard nose warmer. Gotcha, Doug, gotcha. Smoke so far smoking fine there, Peter. I don't know, Artie. I'm having fun right now. My goal is to make 10 billiards. This is number one. And we'll see what happens after that. I have no dreams of being a pipe maker. Yeah, Phil, that would be quite an event. Bald guy catches hair on fire lighting his pipe. Yeah, Glenn, this is actually the bowl that I had shown you when we talked the other night. The one that I was able to drill properly. Glenn was kind enough to take some time to chat with me on Instagram about wood turning, and Glenn sure knows wood turning, so that was really helpful. That must have been an exciting moment there, Doug. Customer burned through the bottom of a cheap briar and almost set his pants on fire. Briar, pants on fire. Good one, Zippo. Oh, thank you, Glenn. And thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. But you know, there are just, it's a bit daunting. If you didn't hear me talk about this before, the reason I'm doing this is that I've spent so much time repairing pipes and making stems and working on the internals of it that I just wanted to see what it was like to work with the briar and, you know, try to get proportions right and shaping and all that. So it's really just a challenge for me more than anything. And there's so many really good pipe makers out there. I don't know. I don't see myself as being competitive with guys like Phil, for example. And I don't want to be, you know. It's just a hobby. It's actually staying cool, which is surprising me. I was afraid that it would smoke really hot. Tim, is there a pipe that doesn't look good for smoking? I hate Roger Goodell. Hey, Bona Piper, great to see you, Christian. You're not late, you're just in time. I don't think anyone is competitive with Phil Onion. I don't think so. Don't worry, Phil. I'm riding a tricycle behind you, so you're fine. Even if you run out of gas, you could probably push it faster. Zippo, are you asking how is the draw? The draw is perfect because it's one of my stems. I am proud of my stems. And this is actually only the second stem that I've made for myself. Just kind of surprising given how many stems I've made. It draws like a number 2 pencil. All right, Ed, have a great evening and a good weekend. Hope you're well. No, Glenn, I stopped doing pipe repair for a number of reasons, but one of the big ones was I didn't want to do stem replacements anymore. It's a shame. Mirrors do tend to have some pretty awful stems. I've done a few stems for mirrors, and I fixed a lot of mirror tenons. Hey Blake, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. That seems like a good transition, Michael Case. Frosty Mint to Barking Dog. I know, Glenn. I know. Yeah, Doug. The pipes that I bought off of eBay, I had to rework quite a bit. But I'm kind of a stickler for funneling and things like that, and a lot of the, like well, even Savinelli does this, where they just, it's just a round cutter that goes in, and that's the end of it. You got a semicircle that connects to a straight bore, and yeah, you can do better than that. Yeah, Doug, some of those Teflon tenons can have quite narrow draws, so that's probably part of it. I worked on one for, actually it was for my buddy Jack, where I had to re-drill the tenon just to get any draw through the thing. The odd thing is he said it smoked really well for a while, and then he couldn't get a draw through it. So I don't know what was going on there, because the darn tenon was just really narrow, and there was nothing stuck in it. It just was a narrow opening. Tim's going to work on his tan at Kentucky Kingdom tomorrow as a VIP. Wow. Yeah, sometimes that is half the fun, Glenn, and sometimes it leads to tears. Speaking of Jack, I talked to him just before Easter. Um, he's doing fine. He's in a rehab facility, and they're not sure what happened, but he basically woke up in the hospital. So a little worrisome. If we could keep praying for him, I know it'd be appreciated. Tried to call him a couple times during the week and just haven't been able to connect with him. So I'm going to try over the weekend again. I don't know if I'm calling at times when he's doing, rehab stuff or what it is, but just I tried 3 or 4 times, just couldn't get him. Well, Big Country Briar, if he was in rehab for one of those, it would definitely be Pad and not Tad. Well, not that he doesn't have tobacco, but he's definitely got some pipe acquisition disorder going on. But when I talked to him before Easter, he said that and it was funny. He can't wait to get home, and he knows exactly which pipe he's going to pick up and what he's going to put in it, and he's going to smoke it. So. Yeah, Doug, it might have been that it got warmed up a bit. That's a good point. Thanks, Patrick. Yeah, Phil, that's what I thought Glenn was referring to. I mean, they're really thick buttons, and the ones that I've worked on just weren't very nice stems. So Blake says he opened up some stems to the Rick Newcomb uh, dimensions, and he's happy with the results. Yeah, a lot of people like the larger draw, and I don't remember what his dimensions were. I don't go to that size. I can't remember what it was that he used for the draft hole and the stummel, but it was a bit larger. Definitely, Onion. I'll pass your hello on. Tim wants a Boswell now. Well, if you go there to get one, Tim, let me know. I'll meet you. Is it 11/62? That seems. That's a little bit above 5/32. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that, Doug. So Bremen Pipe Smoker had all of his mirrors re-stemmed. Oh, Glenn. Boswell has a very unique aesthetic. I agree. Although I've got two that I like. Jack's kind of converted me, but a lot of the ones that I see that they post on Monday nights, I don't like, to be honest. But he makes good pipes, and they smoke beautifully. And he does do commissions. All right, Onion, thanks for joining us tonight. You have a good night and a great weekend. Phil says a lot of the older pipes were drilled at 1/8 inch airway. Tobacco was expensive coming by ship. Smaller bowls. Yeah, a lot of them were very small bowls. That's interesting. So it's more of a treat. Oh, haven't talked about that yet, Cole. Road trip to the Ohio show. I'm going to try to go. We are looking at the. I always forget the name of the show. The Richmond show. I think we're definitely going to do that. The Ohio show, the catch there is that I'm probably going to wind up visiting my in-laws before or after. So I don't know if Ed would want to go along for that. Yeah, it's in October, Tim. Skip's asking about clay pipes. Got a couple. I smoke them very, very rarely. They get very hot. You can't clench them. Well, some might clench them. I can't clench them. I break them. I originally thought they'd be great for, like, tasting new blends because they're very clean. They don't ghost or anything, but I just use them so infrequently that they're cheap. They're kind of cool. Yeah, unfortunately, Big Country Briar, one of the problems we got is that Ed has to be back here to catch a flight on Sunday after the Richmond show. So we're probably going to drive in on Friday, and we're going to have to leave on like Saturday afternoon. So we're not going to be there for a long time, and I don't think we'd be able to do the factory tour. I'd really love to do that. But... Ah, okay, Patrick. So the New York show might happen in the fall. That'd be great. I'll definitely make that one. Is the Chicago show happening, Voodoo? Okay, Doug is saying the Kitsap Pipe Club is having their monthly meeting tomorrow, and the sales rep is coming with a trunk show, lots of pipes from Savinelli and Peterson. All are invited. So if you're in the Kitsap Pipe Club area, there you go. I'm seeing a lot of guys saying clays are good for tasting, but they get hot, and yeah, that's the problem with them. Oh, Chicago's Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Definitely, Patrick. We'll definitely meet up in New York if that happens. Goldwagon pipes? Jodwagon? I don't know how to pronounce that, Phil, but they're double-walled porcelain pipes, and he's saying they may smoke cooler with the air gap between the walls. I think Kilted Piper Steve, oh, I'm sorry, Bear Wolf Steve, has one of those. He was telling me about a porcelain pipe that smokes pretty cool. I don't know if he's still on and can comment, but that's interesting. Okay, Steve and Miss Kathy, I hope you're feeling better soon. You go ahead and get some rest and have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us. Brian Dawkins is saying that he had a Goldwagon singe his fingers. Bearwolf and Miss Kathy say they're good and cool smoking. Thank you, guys. Doug says he believes they're Dutch. That would explain the name. So the way I learned to smoke a clay pipe is that they have a little nub on the bottom, which I don't think actually has any real function. But how did this work? You could do something like this, or like this or something. I can't remember exactly how it was. And they're long. So the nice thing about that is you're still getting some idea of the heat. So you're not, you know, smoking it to the point where it's a red hot ember. But this part stays cool enough that you can keep your fingers wrapped around it. But it's kind of awkward to hold a pipe like that. That's right, Phil. Apparently nobody knows how to spell Goldwagen. Mr. Grubin. Bela had an interesting hold. He's actually holding it like this, which is very strange. But yeah. Phil says he holds him like a pencil. I guess like that. Okay, Glenn put a link in for an online clay pipe store, which is called Pipe Shop E, shop with an E on the end.com. And Doug is saying that you were supposed to hold the pipe by that nib. That would be very awkward, yeah. I'm sure a lot of broken ones came in, yeah. Cole wants to know if he puts his pinky out when he holds his pipe. The geezer grip, yeah. You need that for poking whippersnappers, Phil. No, Doug, I'm not surprised that Bela has a strange grip. He was a pipe smoker, though. He and Karloff were both pipe smokers. But Bela was he would smoke pipes until the cake had formed to the point where he couldn't pack them anymore, and then he'd throw it away and get another pipe. He trained his wives to pack the pipes for him. And he smoked so much that at one point a doctor advised him that it was bad for his health, and he found um, a nicotine-free tobacco, which I'm not sure if that was like an herbal tobacco or if it was actually some denicotinization. I don't know, process that was used. But from what I read, I don't think that lasted very long before he was back on regular tobacco. Yeah, Ron, it does kind of look like the grip you'd have on a dagger as you were about to to plunge it into someone. Yeah, it might have been herbal, Phil. I don't know. Oh, that's funny. 2 cigars and 5 pipes a day, and that was cutting back, huh? That's funny, Eddie. James Stumbo, how you doing, James? Yeah, that would be a lot of smoking. So Glenn's wife is not going to pack his pipes for him. Borkum used to sell a light pipe tobacco. Interesting. I wonder if they used some process or if it was cut with something. Was Aaron Spelling a big pipe smoker, Brian? I believe I knew that he smoked pipes, but I didn't know he was that much of a smoker. Oh, cool, Skip. Scottish sitcom on Netflix called Still Game, and there's a pipe in every episode. Very cool. My wife gets a little annoyed with me when we're watching TV and somebody shows up with a pipe and I scream pipe sighting. I don't scream it, I yell it. It would be weird if I screamed it. But sometimes it gets a little aggravating, I can tell. Oh, great. You finished the stool. Very nice, James. All in all, this seems to be holding up okay. It's smoking fine. It's no stains coming off. That's one thing I was worried about, like there would still be liquid stain in the pores that would come bubbling out. All right, XJ, thanks for joining us, buddy. You have a great weekend there. And good luck with that tree. Groovin' Piper, hello, Cody. Thanks for stopping in. You have a great weekend too. Ah, so when his pipe got caked, he tossed it. Yeah, I think that was more common back then, Brian. Oh, that's nice, James. Your daughter fixes your pipes. That's really nice. I've done that, Glenn. I've done that. Pause the TV and try to identify the maker of the pipe. Yeah. You heading out, Tim? Well, you have a good night and a great weekend, buddy. You're burning them up, Tim. Congratulations on that office, by the way. Good stuff. Tim's working towards Salesman of the Year. So Doug stops the Rathbone Bruce movies. Yeah, yeah. It definitely Rathbone seemed to always have that one Peterson. But he was a pipe smoker in life. In life, he smoked pipes. He wasn't just smoking it as an actor. I guess he was a Peterson fan. Yeah, Ron, that was last Saturday night. I was annoying her with all the pipe sightings. There's a question from Big Dave. What kind of pipes did Edward G. Robinson smoke? I have no idea. So, Doug, you really think it was the same pipe then? I mean, I knew it was the same style, Peterson. I wasn't sure it was the exact same one, but if it was looking ragged late in the series, I guess it was. Clarence Wood says that he heard somewhere that Edward G. Robinson smoked Dunhills. And Big Dave's making an Edward G. Robinson Moses joke. That was some strange casting. Yeah, Doug, I'm fairly certain I remember seeing Rathbone smoking what looked like a cherry wood, like a rop, in one of the films. Am I remember? Maybe it wasn't Rathbone, but I remember seeing that and being impressed by it because of the pipes that Holmes smoked in the Conan Doyle stories. Uh, cherry wood was one that was mentioned. It was a cherry wood, a black clay, and the other was just called a pipe. if I'm remembering it right. All right, Skip, thanks for joining us, buddy. You have a great weekend. Glenn's going to take off too. All right, Glenn, you have a good night as well. Yeah, we're going to be wrapping up soon. All right, Phil's going to tell us a theology joke. Old Holocaust survivor passes away, meets God, and says, I have a joke. This was pretty good. I would recommend Guinness Extra Stout. I got a 6-pack of it, so you'll see me drinking more. And this is just about empty. Pretty good timing. A little bit still left in the bottom. A Jew walks into a concentration camp. God says, I don't get it. Survivor says, guess you had to be there. Okay. Oh, Patrick's a fan of the Guinness Extra Stout. Yeah, it was pretty good. I have nothing bad to say about it. Oh, it was Bruce that smoked the cherry wood. Okay. Thanks, Doug. All right, JMZ, thank you for joining us. You have a great weekend too. Yeah, Phil, it's not a simple joke, is it? A little dark. Oh, that's cool, Ron. So Pipe Tree has one of the Sherlock Holmes pipes from the movies. It was a pipe rack on the mantle. Cavalier. Very cool. Yeah, we're done with this, but I'm happy. It smoked fine. Well, folks, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Got one last drink here. Want to thank you all for joining me. Great time as always. We'll be back next week. More of the same, unless someone thinks of something else to do, and then we'll do that. So you all take care. Have a great weekend and enjoy your week ahead. And I'll see you next Friday. Thank you all. Good night now.